and my partner is Kelsie Arnold. And today we're going to talk to you about reimagining the Ball State orientation experience. So our design brief is to reimagine the student orientation experience at Ball State University through a transmedia, student-led approach that can be replicated at other schools. The problem we've found with orientation is introverts feel disconnected from the university experience when they're forced to participate in large groups, because large groups are perceived as intimidating to new students, which causes them to become unengaged. So we've done a little bit of research within this problem space, and we found through one-on-one interviews, saturating group sessions, participant observations, and we've also done academic research to better understand the personality types of introverts and extroverts. Within this problem space, we've found introverts feel overwhelmed and underconnected in group settings. They process the world differently. Introverts like to sit back and kind of observe before acting, where extroverts like to really put themselves out there and just be really social and engaged. So with that being said, college orientation functions as a way to orient students with the campus, the college, and their peers. And in orientation, there are currently a lot of very social activities, including forced team building activities that become draining to students. So introverts need to feel more comfortable to be themselves within this environment. So a few requirements for the solution to this problem would be the solution needs to include interactive action-based activities. It needs to familiarize students with the university campus. It must work across transmedia platforms, include natural socialization, not forced socialization. Students don't want forced interaction because they feel like it's faked interaction, fake relationships they're forming. And orientation needs to be designed to engage introverts. We can do this through small groups, which would help simplify the information being thrown at the students, and it would also help for full immersion. So a few must-haves that the students really want in orientation. They really want an open-ended schedule that allows them to decide what activities they want to be part of. They would like more diverse social settings. They would like to use more social media within this environment. They would love a reward system that rewards them for participating in orientation. Students love free items, they love free events. They really want to see more of that. And a few constraints just to kind of go along with the university rules that are already set. It can't include alcohol, smoking, no icebreakers, because we know students don't like icebreakers. And with that, it would be forced interaction because students don't want that. And it also cannot include keynote speakers or large lectures, because that kind of puts the extroverts, kind of overwhelms them and bores them. So a few key findings we found within this problem space. Various stakeholders feel that Ball State's orientation process is confusing and overwhelming for students. New freshman students admit to feeling uncomfortable and awkward when participating in icebreaker games at orientation. Introverted students not only feel out of place and intimidated when in large group settings, but they also tend to shy away from social interaction within that setting. Students wish that there were more activities to choose from that allow them to become physically oriented with Ball State University. And the current orientation experience is just not designed to engage introverted students. So we took this research and we did a few low fidelity prototype sessions. So through these fidelity prototype sessions, we had three main ideas that emerged. And up here you can see we've got a scavenger hunt that includes QR codes. So students go around campus to different settings and they scan QR codes that presents them with different tasks, activities, and there's a reward system that they can earn points when they complete the activities. Up here we have kind of a pre-orientation, and students will be paired with a small group or partners prior to orientation, introduced online, and then they would be able to interact via the web through video, audio, and different activities. And then down here we have another scavenger hunt idea, and students are in small groups and they travel around campus to different locations to complete tasks. So from these three ideas, the following key themes emerged. Students wanted to be introduced prior to orientation. They wanted to explore campus on their own. They liked small groups. They would really like to be sorted by major or common interests. And they also really like video, audio, apps, discussion boards, anything that's digital that causes them to become engaged. So these 3 ideas led us to our mid-fidelity prototypes. We have 2 fidelity prototypes. The first mid-fidelity prototype is an online pre-orientation. So prior to orientation, students will be issued a mandatory survey. The survey will include a series of questions that first identifies a student as an introvert or an extrovert. It will also include questions based on common interests. So upon completing the survey, students will be identified as an introvert and an extrovert. One introvert will be paired with one extrovert based on the common interests. And they will then be introduced to an app. So the partners will be introduced prior to orientation again, and optional tasks will be available to them through the app to help them get to know each other, orient themselves with the campus, university rules, and their peers. So you can see the app here. This is just a student profile that they can create, and a couple tasks that would be available on this app would be introducing yourself to partners, testing your knowledge of Ball State's campus through quizzes, video chatting, and other tasks. Our second mid-fidelity prototype is an interactive campus orientation. So orientation, students will be paired in small groups. They would again be presented with an orientation app, and students will be given 4 hours to complete tasks with the app. So as you can see, here's a map of Ball State, and each number represents a different task station. So students are being taken throughout campus to kind of orient themselves with the campus as well as the buildings and each other. A few tasks would include trust walk activities, scavenger hunts, team building activities. So we tested those 2 activities, we got some feedback, and we kind of merged the 2 together to create our final prototype. We're calling our final project #BSU Orientation 2017. So the project will be separated in 3 phases, and it will contain an engaging experience for both introverts and extroverts. It will encourage students to interact with one another in an open environment. They will learn about themselves, the university, campus life, and their peers. It will take place in small groups, and there will be a reward system. So, meet Kylie. Kylie is an 18-year-old incoming freshman at Ball State University. She's from a small town. She's nervous about orientation, but she's very excited. So once admitted to Ball State, she receives an email, and it prompts her to visit the App Store to download the Ball State Orientation app. So here's the Ball State Orientation app. Each student will be presented with a user profile that they can set up and customize. They can put their interests in there, their majors. They can also integrate their social media platform. Down here we've got Instagram in there. And so students can view each other's profiles as well. We also have a calendar that can integrate different campus activities that are already scheduled, so they'll automatically be in their calendar so they don't forget. And then we have the scavenger hunt challenge of orientation. So phase 1 of the final project would be a personality test and group introduction. So Kylie's admitted to Ball State. She's got the orientation app, and using her email and BSU password, she will sign into the app, set up her profile, and personalize it, get to know her peers a little better. She's also prompted to take a short survey with personality and interest questions. So the survey is required in order to sign up for orientation, and it will identify her personality type as an introvert or extrovert, and it will also ask her questions based on her common interests. So again, after she completes it, she can sign up for orientation. So now she's completed it. The app knows if she's an introvert or extrovert. It knows what she likes, and she can sign up for orientation. She can pick a date from the calendar. Once she's submitted it, she gets a confirmation email. She's then able to connect with a small group that the app has placed her in. Now the app has taken different introverts and extroverts, mixed them into a small group of 3 to 5 people based on common interests. And Kylie's able to interact with them. So phase 2, get to know your partners. So again, Kylie's in the small group now. She can interact with the other users in her group. She can see their profiles, what they like, chat with them. And the app presents optional tasks that can be completed prior to orientation, just trying to get those partners to interact with one another and get to know each other. So she can access online chat room, she can connect with 3 students in her major, she can do a video chat with her team, complete quizzes with her team to test her Ball State knowledge, and she can chat with them. So Kylie meets her small group through the messaging feature on the app. She learns her other 2 group members have the same major as she does, and she's very excited for orientation. So now that brings us to phase 3, campus-wide interactive orientation. So Kylie arrives to orientation, she meets up with her other group members, and they're excited to get to see each other face to face, kind of talk one-on-one. And this will happen for all students, so they'll meet up with their partners once they get to campus, and they will then, if they have not already, download the orientation app on their smartphone and get to completing that orientation challenge. So the orientation challenge is a scavenger hunt, and via the app, Kylie begins to explore campus with her small group. At each location, there's an activity students can participate in, and these activities will allow the team to collect points for a reward system at the end. So as you can see, here's the map again. We've got students going throughout campus to complete the tasks. An orientation leader will be present at each station to introduce the task and reward points to the team. So we've got a variety of locations, each one having a different task. We have team building activities, trust walk activities, one-on-one, get to know you activities, optional games, etc. So as the students collect points at each location for completing the activities, they can also track the points on their smartphone to see how they're adding up, how they're ranking with other teams. And as you can see, Kylie's checking out her phone, seeing where they're at, and they're done with the task. They've completed all 10. Kylie and her team get to pick what they want with their rewards. So as you can see, they've collected 150 points, and they get to receive a free Ball State University t-shirt. So again, our final prototype allows introverts to engage in the university experience by maintaining small group sizes, creating intimate group settings, and implementing the use of technology. This experience allows for introverts to feel welcome within the orientation experience and become oriented with campus. So the final prototype we actually tested with a couple of groups. We did 2 groups of 5 people. We walked them through both the app and the scavenger hunt process, and we got some feedback. So the main key findings from these usability testings, we need to keep in mind students who have disability. We want to have the activities that they participate in carry over. So students don't want to just do one activity, spend an hour at it, and then it means nothing. They want something that's going to last. Students want more social media and incentives. One idea was to have students actually use the hashtag for every task, so maybe possible bonus points, or basically just the idea of getting it out there and other people can search that hashtag and then be like, oh, let's see what's going on at the bell tower, that's so cool, let's head that way. Students like the mix of social and problem-solving activities. They really liked that there was a mix of activity that involved everyone's interests. So they weren't all just geared toward introverts or extroverts, or they weren't all team-building activities or social. So again, how we're fulfilling the design brief. We are trying to reimagine the student orientation experience at Ball State University through a transmedia, student-led approach that can be replicated at other schools. And to do this, we're addressing the problem that introverts feel disconnected from the university experience when they are forced to participate in large groups. Because large groups are perceived as intimidating to new students, which causes them to become unengaged. And we believe that this experience will engage both introverts and extroverts in an exciting new way. Thank you.